The investigation into the murder of model Jasmine Fiore is far from over.
Linda found dead with lethal levels of nicotine in her body.
Because this bachelor looking for love back in 1978 is actually a serial killer.
I'm called the Banana, and I look really good.
These are the times killers made TV appearances before being caught. Number 9. Ryan Jenkins, a Canadian real estate developer and reality TV personality, gained notoriety in 2009 due to his involvement in a tragic crime. Known for his appearances on shows like Megan Wants a Millionaire, Jenkins was accused of murdering his wife, Jasmine Fiore, whose body was discovered in a suitcase in a California dumpster.
Police had been searching for the former real estate developer since his ex-wife Jasmine Fiore's body was found on August 15th.
Jenkins fled to Canada, prompting an international manhunt. Jenkins was discovered dead by suicide in a motel in Hope, British Columbia, evading capture by authorities.
You're not expecting it to open up a door and see a man hanging right there.
It was also a shock to Jenkins' father, who told the LA Times, quote, "If my son was guilty, he was crazy. He was not the boy we knew." He added that his son appears to have been corrupted by the Hollywood lifestyle.
Number 8. Paul Curry, a convicted murderer, gained notoriety for poisoning his wife, Linda Curry, in 1994 to claim her life insurance. A nuclear engineer and former Jeopardy contestant, Curry was initially seen as a devoted spouse. However, an investigation revealed that he had been slowly poisoning Linda over an extended period, ultimately administering a lethal dose of nicotine.
After he pressures his gorgeous wife, Linda, to up her life insurance policy to $1.4 million, Linda found dead with lethal levels of nicotine in her body. But whoa, wait a minute. Linda is a non-smoker. Did her so-called loving husband murder Linda with a deadly dose of nicotine and start a brand new life with a new job and a younger wife?
Despite maintaining his innocence for nearly 20 years, Curry was tried and convicted of first-degree murder in 2014. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Number 7. In October 2015, 64-year-old Charlotte Nicholas was found dead in her home. Her neighbor, 63-year-old Deborah Kinsey, reported discovering the body and was soon interviewed by the media. During the interview, Kinsey appeared visibly distraught and deeply upset over the loss of her friend.
And I said, "Charlotte," and I didn't hear nothing, but I heard the TV going. So I opened her, she always left her door unlocked. So I opened her door and I walked in and called her name. So I walked in the kitchen and there was her body on the floor with a bunch of blood.
However, the investigation took a darker turn when detectives uncovered a series of hostile text messages between the two women, revealing an escalating conflict over some jewelry. The dispute had grown more intense, ultimately leading to a confrontation between Kinsey and Nicholas that tragically resulted in Nicholas's death. Number 6. In June 2011, Mercer Law student Lauren Giddings was found dead, prompting a swift investigation by the police. During the media coverage, a live interview was conducted with Giddings's neighbor and fellow Mercer Law student, Stephen McDaniel, in an effort to gather more information about her. Unbeknownst to the news team, McDaniel was the person who had secretly entered her room late one night and killed her. Throughout most of the interview, McDaniel appeared calm and composed.
The only thing we can think is that maybe she went out running and someone snatched her. Because we went over, one of her friends had a key, we went inside and tried to see if there was anything amiss, but she had a door jamb that was sitting right by it, so there was no sign that anyone broke in. The door was locked when everyone got here. We just don't know where she is.
However, he visibly faltered when the news team revealed that Giddings's body had been discovered, a moment that would later serve as a crucial clue to his guilt.
What about in the parking lot area? I know they've been doing a lot of, I think that's where they have recovered the body or whatever they recovered from there.
Body?
Had you seen anything there? see anything there? I mean, we don't know if this is the same person. You know what I mean? Like, they took out a body there earlier. We don't know if it's the same person or not. So that's why we're trying to ask people if they know who lived there. Are you okay, sir?
I think I need to sit down.
Okay. You've been studying for the bar?
Yeah, no one had seen her since Saturday because we all just, there's not a whole lot of interaction unless we're doing classes.
Right.
And she was doing the online version of it.
You all studied together, though?
Number 5. On October 17th, 1972, serial killer Edward Wayne Edwards appeared on the popular game show To Tell the Truth, where 3 contestants pretended to be the same person, and the panel had to identify the real one. In this case, all 3 contestants were pretending to be Edwards, who had gained public attention after being released from prison for previous murders and claiming to have reformed.
What is your name, please?
My name is Ed Edwards.
Number 2.
My name is Ed Edwards.
Number 3.
My name is Ed Edwards.
And here is the extraordinary story of Ed Edwards. I think you'll find it profitable. It says, I, Ed Edwards, was once on the FBI's list of the 10 most wanted criminals in America. Now I am a respected citizen in my community.
Despite the public's belief in his story, the truth was far darker. After his release, Edwards went on to kill at least 5 more people, evading capture until 2009. He had become so adept at portraying himself as a reformed man that no one suspected he was still the same twisted psychopath he had always been. Number 4. On December 22, 1985, John Cooper murdered millionaire farmer Richard Thomas and his sister Helen in their home. 4 years later, Cooper appeared on the dart-themed game show Bullseye. Despite his efforts, he did not win, which psychologists later suggested could have been extremely frustrating for him. A month after the appearance, he went on to kill 2 more people, Peter and Gwenda Dixon, with a shotgun. Interestingly, Cooper's appearance on Bullseye played a crucial role in linking him to the murders. During the show, he spoke fondly of Pembrokeshire, the area where the Dixons were killed, a detail that would later assist investigators in connecting him to the crime. Number 3. Dennis Rader, also known as the BTK Killer, was a notorious serial killer active in the Wichita, Kansas area from the 1970s to the 1990s. The BTK Killer was particularly adept at blending into his community. When he was eventually captured and charged with 10 counts of first-degree murder, his arrest shocked those who knew him. Rader had a wife who had no idea about his gruesome crimes, and he was even the president of his local church council. In one unsettling instance, he gave an on-air interview about animal attacks.
Dennis Rader found a new outlet for his extreme need to control.
He had this job of the compliance officer where he carried a gun, had a badge, was commissioned.
The dogs are somewhat territorial as well as vicious.
He was the king of Park City. He could go anywhere to do inspections.
Watching the video, it's chilling to see the man on screen, seemingly normal, contrasted with the twisted monster he truly was.
I am BTK. Yeah. I'm the guy they're after, 100%.
Number 2. In 1978, Cheryl Bradshaw appeared on the dating game and chose Rodney Alcala over the other contestants. During the show, Alcala's responses were unsettling, particularly when he was asked what his best time would be.
What's your best time?
The best time is at nighttime.
His answer to the question of what food he would be.
I'm called the banana, and I look really good.
On the surface, Alcala seemed charming and funny, but his true nature was far more sinister. Known as the dating game killer, Alcala was later revealed to be a serial killer. While it is confirmed that he murdered several people, his actual body count is believed to be much higher. Bradshaw ultimately decided not to go on a date with Alcala, explaining that she started feeling uneasy during the taping, citing his creepy behavior. It is speculated that her refusal to meet him may have fueled his anger, possibly driving him to commit even more murders after the show aired. Number 1. In June 2014, an episode of MasterChef aired featuring English singer J.B. Gill serving pasta and meatballs to bus drivers. It wasn't until later that viewers realized one of the chefs working with him was Stephen Port, who would be arrested in October 2015 for poisoning 4 men. It's chilling to think that the man cooking alongside Gill was later revealed to have met men through gay websites, lured them to locations, and then poisoned them. Coincidentally, 3 of Port's victims were found around the same time this episode aired, adding a haunting layer to the otherwise lighthearted show.